Gotcha. Every time our theme songs are just going to get better and better. I hope our fans know we make those.
Yeah, just totally original. Yes, if you were confused and thought that we were sampling from other professional recording artists out there, we are. That is all us.
So we can do sound effects. Like I'm a regular Michael Winslow.
Shout out to Police Academy reference there for all the young bucks listening.
Yeah, thanks for fixing that one up for me. So now we've gone through and talked about our process with how we make music. Can't chat this week, Phil. You've had a bit of an exciting week, my buddy, and I've been really, really keen to chat with you about this. So tell me about your order that you received via FedEx, you flash postage guy.
Yes, one of the more exciting mail days that I have had in my fairly recent resurgent card collecting journey, which I kickstarted towards the end of last year, doing some eBay shopping, because there's a lot of cards that just weren't necessarily available in New Zealand and or Australia, only available on eBay. But of course, man, shipping, what a nightmare. So through the lovely folk that live on the internet, Reddit being a good source, came across SMC, Ship My Cards. So they're an outfit that you can create an account. They give you an American address, and you basically send all of your cards that you buy on eBay there for substantially cheaper than it would be shipping internationally. And then you just keep them at their premises until you request shipping. So I finally requested shipping after, I don't know, 6 months maybe.
Yeah, it was. It was a long time.
Yeah, I definitely built up a fair bank of cards to make sure I made the most of the reasonably expensive shipping costs. But when you boil it down to how much it would have cost had I shipped it directly to New Zealand, I probably could have got about 3 cards directly from the States and or China for how much I ended up paying for shipping. So worthwhile. And so anyway, I went a bit nuts with my Obsidian, Crown, Photogenic, and Court Kings. They were the sort of the main ones that I went after with a real Hornets theme. Real chuffed I was able to get a 23 Photogenic Cracked Ice, 25 of 75 Mark Williams Auto. That's probably one of the prizes of the collection. It actually, this stock image of Mark Williams that seems to get used in a lot of his cards, of him pulling some pretty atrocious facials as he's going out for some type of layup or dunk, playing against the Bucks. So yeah, big fan of that card. Oh, it's just so nice and sparkly. I'm really banking on him having a huge comeback season, last year being cut short through injury. And so I think he's gonna be a monster this year for the Hornets. And another card I was a real big fan of, actually, that I managed to get a patch auto of Jonathan Isaac. Again, another player that I think people are sleeping on. A rookie card auto, really, really keen on that one. He 40 out of 199, so I quite liked it as well, because 40 is my basketball number. Falby, as E40 says it. And it's just quite a neat card. Select 17-18, Orlando Magic, a rookie card. He's going to have a bounce back year. He had a couple of horrific back-to-back knee injuries, and he's getting slept on, and he's a defensive beast. So I'm looking to see his production and everything increase. So those are probably the two real highlights. And of course, I managed to get quite a few handfuls of Brandon Miller. And so Brandon Miller, I don't have 160 million like you have of Scoop, but I've got my growing collection of Brandon Millers. He's going to be a beast in the future.
Well, it's like Ben Shepherd, because I was chasing Tyrese Halliburton for a while, and still am. I keep just hitting cool Tyrese Halliburton, so I'm real happy. I'm a sleeper Pacers supporter as well. And yeah, I was going through the other day, and I think, did I send you an Isaiah Wong auto? I think I did.
You did.
Yes. So for those of you out there, like the other day, I thought I'm going to send a care package to my boy Phil, a new microphone, which is being installed. And I thought there, I'll send him some good cards, but I'm also going to send him a couple prank cards. So what did I send you, Phil? Because I'm real happy with what I sent you.
Well, the one that got the biggest chuckle out of me was, of course, your favorite player, Tobias Harris. A road to the finals, shiny, hollow of Tobias Harris. I think it was a Hoops road to the final card. And the moment I saw that, I immediately laughed because I knew exactly what you were up to. That was very hard case. And then yes, and an Isaiah Wong auto. Such a shame, actually. How many of his autos did you end up collecting last year?
Right, I've got 7 all up now. Now you've got 1. So what I might do is I'm gonna make this a running joke, because I'm just gonna keep sending you Isaiah each time.
Oh, you feel sorry for the poor guy because he didn't really get a look in at the Pacers, and then they waived him. And I just don't know if he's been picked up. He played some summer league,
For the
but
Suns,
I think it was for the Suns, but I don't know if he's been picked up. So it's a shame, actually, because with how these autos go with Panini, all of the real ace guys sign with Fanatics. So you've got Wemby, you've got Brandon Miller, you've got Jaime Jaquez, you've got a lot of those really nice players that you just couldn't pull autos for. But you had all of these like second round picks that haven't got much court time, that had just so many autos that were coming through, and Isaiah Wong was one of them. I even managed to pull an Isaiah Wong patch auto Origins, and it's a beautiful card, but it's just such a shame that it's not going to be worth
That's
the
the
cardboard it's printed on.
it's the worst, though, because you're like, I want to get Ben Shepherd or Benedict Mathurin or Tyrese, and then it's like, oh, and it's Isaiah Wong, and it's like sometimes it's the best card in the whole box too. And you're just like, oh my word! Like, I think that one was actually quite a good one. Yeah, I've had it happen so many times like this year. I'm just like, ah. And other teams too. I've got them. Like when I got the Kings, I got a couple of their bum rookie. Is it Colby Jones? Is their
Colby Jones
rookie?
is one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Sashna Vesnikov, he's going to become something.
Oh yes,
But there's another guy as well there. But yeah, it's such a shame because you're like, oh, there's a Kings auto or there's a Pacers auto, and you're like, oh, fingers crossed. And then it's like some bum that just never gets any court time, and you're like, ah, man.
yeah, junk time, mate. I was real stoked though I did get one Keegan Murray in one of the Kings packs, and I was like, phew. But
Auto?
then, yeah, it was an auto. I got a
Ooh.
Keeks, so and I've put that in a one touch too, Phil. So you'd be very proud of me.
Yes, I'm very proud. Yes. Yes, speaking of which, actually, I actually managed to get, I thought I've actually probably already talked about this, a couple of 55.1 touches. I was able to put a couple of my Brandon Millers into Origins. Nothing, sort of not a super spectacular card, but it goes back to that. What do you one touch? What do you sleeve? What do you grade even? And yeah, whatever you want ultimately. It doesn't have to be the most valuable card, but one that you just want to protect and put on show. At the moment, actually, I don't really have any card stands, but we've been collecting the Disney cards from Countdown,
Yeah.
and you'll be happy to know that I'm painstakingly one card away from completing the collection. I happened to be in the supermarket a couple of times when I was waiting behind with my 2.5-year-old, waiting behind some people that had a substantial supermarket purchase, and they gave me their cards so multiple
Oh,
times. So we've been able to get all these extra packs, and so you get a little you get a little dopamine rush opening packs of cards. And anyway, so I've got stupid amounts of double ups and triple ups and quadruple ups. And I'm missing one card. I'm missing Valentino. I think he's a deer. He's a deer, and we've even got the book. Long story short, all of the extra cards, I actually fashioned some homemade card stands out of them, which I went on to the helpful Pinterest, and were able to give me some little designs for cutting your own card stands out. So I was like, so I've got them sitting on my desk. As you can see here, Jimmy, I'm just showing you, which won't help the audience.
that's good.
And so I can have these cards on display on my desk. So no, she's been a fun week for unboxing my massive order and looking at these awesome cards that I've been able to collect.
I've seen some cool stuff on Temu, and it's like they've got like a big one touch thing. I don't know if you've seen that. It's like got 9 cards in it, and I'm like, do I buy that? Because I'm thinking like, buy it and then chuck some LEDs in behind it, and then like it lights up on your wall.
There are some really cool, legit card display stands and things out there. And then obviously Temu has the knockoff version for a fraction of the price. But yeah, that's the next thing I'm looking at is actually, I still don't have a proper like a binder. I don't have a folder for all of my cards. I've kind of just got them in my drawer in their sleeves and their one touches. So I need to do something like that so I can sort of, flick through them all. But I always had one question is whether or not these binders actually fit, those 55, those thicker cardboard stock cards, or whether or not they were just made for the 35 pointers. Do you have a
Just for the 35 pointers, not the thicker ones.
It's not the answer I wanted to hear, James.
Yeah, so I put all I've got my tiers of cards. I've got like the one touch, then I've got the sleeve, and then I've got the penny sleeve, and then I've got put them in the folder, and then they just sit out into the wilderness and touch the air. So yeah, like I've got some that I use for the folder, but like if you've got anything that you really, really care for, chuck them in the sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, it's just nice to being able to pull them out and actually have a good old perv at them every now and then. But I digress. Yes, so great card opening this week. Haven't been in any breaks in a minute, actually. Have you been in any breaks?
Nah, not the last couple of weeks.
Have you managed to get any Spectra though? Spectra's the latest product out, and I've been waxing lyrical about Spectra, and I haven't actually managed to get into any breaks because just a little bit high risk, lower reward at the moment. So I just need to pick and choose my moments.
I got one. So I got a Scoot Henderson patch that I'm real chuffed. I'm waiting for it so much. And I've also bought into Immaculate. So I got the nets in an Immaculate spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with our friends at Card Crazy. So I'm looking forward to that. I've never been in Immaculate before, and I thought, just for once, if I can get in. And I saw the Kings were still there, and I'm umming and ahhing about that.
What's a King spot worth?
69.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Afterpay for 4 payments. That spreads the load if you're into that sort of thing. Getting the nets is not a bad shout at all. Actually, I saw that draw come out, and I was umming and ahhing, but again, I was just sort of just playing it straight. I've just had this amazing delivery just come in, so I'm not exactly short on getting cards at the moment. So,
and you've got the worst thing about these deliveries, right, is they always arrive when you're either in the office or you're out for the day, and you get home and you're like, I've got to explain this to the wife.
Sounds like MASH theme song. Sounds like MASH theme song.
That's what I was going for.
Oh, I love it. Until next week, my friend. What are we? Was this 9 or was this 10?
10.
10.
Double figures, mate.
Zine in German, or Dies in French, or is it Taco in Māori?
Diez in Spanish.
In Spanish, or good old Tom.
Okay, well, thank you for listening to the Basketball Edition podcast. Please make sure to follow us on our socials, basketball_edition_WMSA. And if you are wanting to have a chat with us, please send us a message and we'll get back in touch with you. Make sure to follow us on Apple, iHeart, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube, all good podcasting streaming channels. Thank you.